Allyson is sensing quick.
Good afternoon, Reverend Fathers, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, families, friends, and fellow graduates. It is an incredible honor to be speaking on behalf of the graduating class of 2024. Before even writing this speech, I envisioned the words I would say standing here on this very podium. But even with all the ideas I had been saving up for this very moment, writing this speech was nothing short of difficult. I had everything to say, but at the same time, nothing at all. At least nothing I think might be interesting or at all inspiring. I mean, I spent at least 20 minutes spaced out on the bottom deck of our grad cruise, brainstorming for this speech, instead of joining everyone in hyping up the Shamrock MC's dancing to finesse upstairs. I'm sure it was great. In this speech, I can mention the textbook things we learned, dreaded logarithmic functions, the intricate life and times of Jesus, and the repetitive process of citing sources using the crap test back in grade 8. But it should be obvious now that high school is much more than the things we've learned from endless worksheets and digital screens. These past 5 years, we learned how to navigate academic and social lives, prepare for our futures, and made many treasured memories along the way. Let's backtrack all the way to September 3rd, 2019, to 96 baby faces, not very tall grade 8 students who, surprisingly, are in complete uniform. Despite first day of high school jitters, we made friends across different elementary schools, and we breathed life in the 4 integrated groups: earth, wind, fire, and water. And we were ready for our first taste of secondary school. We were not ready for the downward spiral that was the pandemic. And eager, we have an extended spring break, quickly turned into sluggish house check-ins, laggy Zoom calls with poor Wi-Fi, technical difficulties when making Flipgrid videos, and wishful queries about how long online learning would be a reality. In grade 9, we entered the classroom once again, faces adorned with masks. Sure, we couldn't speak to other grades because of cohorts, which are now long gone, but it was still plenty of fun. We produced skits based on Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, goofed off in the science swing during the final inquiry project, and occasionally caught a certain someone doing the renegade on school TVs. In grade 10, we actually got influence of other grades. We still wore masks, but they were slowly becoming a fragment of history. And we truly did come together as a class, especially for our student-led shared language retreat. In grade 11, everything was essentially back to normal. The recovery from COVID-19 was complete. So many events happened this year. Choir students' first Spirit Alive concert at the Chan Center in 3 years, going to and winning basketball provincials, and we could never forget Touring Choir's 3-week Portugal adventure. And of course, our final year, grade 12. How is it already over? It's been a wild experience. We've stressed about post-secondary applications, tests that we might have forgotten about, completed the last of our service hours, and most undeniably, we stressed over completing capstone the night before. I know some of us are guilty. Although we may have missed deadlines or been irresponsible at times, we have plenty of memories of our senior year, not only in our heads, but in pictures and film. Because at every major event, there are at least 4 graduates that will show up with a camera in hand. Nevertheless, with memories forever kept on SD cards, Google Drive, and in our camera rolls, nothing can ever replicate the emotions we felt in these past 9 months. We felt the nervousness boarding the bus to our first encounter. the relief of an uneventful winter break amidst our busy school schedules, the thrill of our grad dinner and dance, the utter devastation and betrayal getting eliminated from Spy vs. Spy, and the exhilaration right now, sitting at our very own commencement ceremony. But we all know that we wouldn't be here today without those cheering us on every step of the way. So on behalf of the graduating class of 2024, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to our biggest supporters, to our administrators, teachers, and educational assistants. Thank you for creating an inclusive, encouraging environment where we have grown and thrived. Even as we hear, once a Celtic, always a Celtic, repeated for the 100th time, we can't deny it to be true. Not just because we're here for more than 30 hours a week, but truly because of the close-knit community you've provided us. It's so easy to call this cozy high school home, even with its limited Wi-Fi, because that's a deal breaker for some people. Thank you to everyone sitting here in support of us. I hope you know how grateful we are. Whether you are a parent, grandparent, guardian, relative, friend, or special someone, we are all so glad you've chosen to dedicate your time today to celebrate this milestone with the class of 2024. And although, as a graduate, I'm supposed to be celebrated today, I'd like to flip the script and celebrate my biggest supporter, my mom, who didn't know I was delivering this speech until right before the ceremony, or at least I hope so. Mom, I know how much you wanted it to be me, standing up here with a golden sash being valedictorian, and I hope that I made you happy today. Thank you for being my personal Uber driver, for early chamber practices and late dance rehearsals. Thank you for being there when I complain about my workload, and thank you for guiding me through my past 17 years of life. I love you. I also hope the rest of you also know how much we, the graduates, your children, love you. And most importantly, I give thanks to our Lord Jesus. He is the reason for our school after all. Thank you for watching over us all our lives, listening to our stress prayers, and allowing us to have our graduation in your home. You're the best ones. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my fellow graduates. Whether we like it or not, we've all been a part of each other's journey. From a bad all the way to job, we all have our place in this class. Today, I view all of you as my older siblings, my ates and my kuyas. Not only because we've known each other for so long, or because my birthday is in late December, but simply because I look up to all of you. I admire Felicity's patience with me, Hashana's art skills, and Earl's unintentional humor. I admire the dedication Michaela has to bring some sort of camera everywhere, Adrian's incredible animation skills, and the unreal basketball talent Jobin has. Because, frankly, the only thing I can do with a basketball is hold it. I admire Aiden's insane skiing ability, the immeasurable strength that Kenzie has, and how devoted Richard was being the Grinch in our 2023 talent show. I can't list everyone for obvious reasons, but I'd like everyone here to know that there is something to celebrate in every single one of us. So as we all come together one last time, I invite you to celebrate your support. I invite you to say congratulations and a thank you to another graduate, no matter how big or how small. It can be a thank you for checking up on me when I missed class, or thank you for letting me borrow your calculator for my math final. Today, let's celebrate not only the accomplishments and recognition we received these past 5 years, but also us. I mean, all that's beneath the awards and titles. After all, we are all equal human beings, and I think that's a beautiful thing to celebrate. We are all equally capable of being the change we want to see in the world. So I hope you take every opportunity to leave your mark. Everyone will look up to you when you do. Congratulations to my brothers and sisters, the graduates of the class of 2024.